A challenge. Search beyond your industry. Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. I've got 3 books here, and they're just to give you an idea of a very simple concept, but one that most people don't take into account. If you're a business owner, if you're an executive, if you're in charge, let's say, of an e-commerce company or an e-commerce based company, and you would think that if you're trying to make things better, you're going to study your industry really well. You're going to learn about e-commerce, you're going to learn about SEO and pay-per-click and all these other things. In the end, human beings are human beings, okay? People are people, no matter what they do. Buying behavior, though, can be looked at a million different ways, from a million different angles. And depending on what angle you're trying to take with your customers over the long haul is really how you should be looking at it. And you shouldn't just be looking at it through your own eyes, but through other industries' eyes of the same people. Okay, I'm not sure if this is making sense. Your customers are buying other things other than what they're buying from you. They're buying things that have nothing to do with you, but it's the same person. And that same person may get attracted to you in the same way that they're getting attracted to buying their makeup or their gasoline. It's a very strange thing, but people are people. And no matter what, you can attract them in different ways and communicate with them in different ways. And so when you're thinking marketing, when you're thinking advertising, don't just go and buy things within your industry or within the type of business that you have. I want you to think a little bit further beyond. I want you to think sales. I want you to think small little sub niches. And this is just an example. So you can go in a million different directions with this. But just as an example, if you're thinking marketing, I'm going to give you 3 completely different ways of thinking about it. First, I want you to think one-on-one sales. You know, like, Brian, you're saying I have a e-commerce based business. Why would I worry about one-on-one sales? One-on-one is going to help you to talk differently in your e-commerce sale. Okay, your marketing is nothing more but salesmanship in print, in a sense. You're just trying to encapsulate the sales process in a different way. If you understand the one-on-one sales, it's going to help you more beyond that. So this is an old book I've got, Little Red Book of Selling by Jeffrey Gitomer. This is a great book. This is an example of a person that really, he excels at one-on-one sales. And but it's a fun, I'm not going to give you a review of this book. I'm just giving you an idea. Here's a fun book. It's got cartoons. It's got quick little quotes, little rules. In fact, the very name of it is, the subtitle's 12.5 Principles of Sales Greatness, How to Make Sales Forever. Now, you wouldn't think of picking something up like this when you're talking about making e-commerce sales, but you are going to learn more about people in a different way, different from your competitors and everybody else, by grabbing a book like this. This is a sales book, okay? Typical kind of sales book, popular sales book. Jeffrey Gitomer's got a whole bunch of good stuff out there. Here's another way. Have you considered copywriting? The concepts of copywriting go way back beyond and before the internet. Okay, here's an example. Here's a book on traditional advertising and also a little bit of direct response style advertising in this one. This one's called The Craft of Copyright. Now, this is not that easy of a book to get. I can't remember how I got this or how much I paid, but I know it was a little difficult. In fact, this particular copy came from 95, first published in 79 though, and talks about advertising at a very basic level in terms of the principles behind copywriting. Copywriting is the story that you're telling in print or online now, but with words, the story that you're telling to lead the prospect, lead the prospective customer or client into purchasing what it is or doing what it is that you want them to do. Copywriting is an entire field that you should be getting into if you're interested in bringing more people in and you're interested in telling a more compelling story. This is just an example of a book. Very good book. It's an old classic. Like I said, it's out of print. It's tough to find. How about network marketing? Network marketing is a really odd niche. But the reason why it continues, or should I say niche, it all depends on how you pronounce it. It's really is an area that is extremely unique, kind of considered to this day still on the fringe, but you're talking about billions and billions of dollars every year is made in the field of network marketing. And there's a reason why. There's a reason why it continues to be popular, and there's a reason why people continue to buy, continue to purchase products and services via network marketing. So I love to dig into network marketing books because you're getting a different perspective of people, especially people, how they act in mass, how they act in a club-like atmosphere, because that's kind of what network marketing plays off of, and also the process of one-on-one sales, in a sense, whether it's considered sales or not. And so here's a little book. This is one, The Consistency Chain for Network Marketing by George Campbell and Jim Packard. Awesome book. This has very little to do with network marketing and more about personal motivation when you're dealing with people who need to get something done, and how to properly do goal setting without actually setting goals. It's an intriguing book, but you'd never jump into this if you weren't looking outside of your field. So look outside of your industry, outside of the books that you would normally go after. Get interested in some of these sub-niches, and you will find that your whole viewpoint will change, and with that viewpoint changing, your creativity will grow when it comes to making a better story and reaching people in a different way, which is what you need to do. And if you're interested in taking this business long term and making it really grow, and making it grow in a way that other people can't compete with, then you're going to have to be different. And part of that is studying other things, looking at the world differently. Hopefully that makes sense to you. If you want more ways to be able to look at things differently, go check out my book, 9 Ways to Amazon Proof Your Business. It's all about making your business competition proof. Completely top to bottom, 9 Ways to Amazon Proof Your Business. You can go buy a copy, or you get a free copy at amazonproofbook.com. You have a great night. I'm going to be back here tomorrow night, but in the meantime, get out there and let the magic happen.